Everybody, it's Patrick at the Pitch Deck. We are here with round 2 of Mad Card and Comics RTN from this past weekend. This is going to be Pat Easley on Levia. He's bringing AB1 with Spellvoid 4, which is the 2 darkness pieces, and Scabskin Leathers. We chose to go first every single time. We won the die roll. Levia usually brings AB1 so we can filter some of our cards while doing it massive amounts of chip damage if it allows us to. But we see 3 blues, one of them being an E-pot, so it's nice that we can maybe see something off the top and then use the action point for our E-pot there. But we see what's on top. We see a D-pot. When I'm telling you these potions were a major role for this RTN, we were just getting them left and right. Not only that, but we were getting them turn 0. We were getting them turn 0 a lot. So we go with another filter just so that we don't IP ourselves. It's a blue flare. We like to keep our blue count. We don't want to banish it. We'll keep it. It's whatever. So we'll go with 2 potions. Go ahead and park this blazing in our arsenal. So he is going with the Mark of the Beast. Pat said that at the end of the game, I was like, that's so unfortunate that you got Mark of the Beast, because if you're not able to turn off your blood debt, this is just going to start racking up your blood debt extremely early. Like turn 2, you're already getting your blood debt checked, and he doesn't have anything in his arsenal, so it's almost like a lose-lose here. We're not feeding your graveyard. So he said that he probably could have just went with Scabbies and then try to roll for double claw, but then if you roll a 1, you're kind of just losing tempo at that point. Might as well just pack your bags. But we take 3 here. We are not necessarily needing anything too flashy. We just want damage. A bolt really won't do it. It's still damage, but my hand sucks right now. And there's consideration to go with another Kano because maybe there's a red on top and then I won't get other blues and things like that. So we go with the tome. We draw 2 cards here, but we end up drawing 2 reds. We would have seen a red quickening, which would have been nice if to bait out the go again, but kind of a subpar for both of us for the last 2 turns. His turn and my turn, we're kind of just tossing 3 at each other type of stuff.
Spindle plus a quickening, both red.
So I'm still learning to not over pitch, but pitch things that are not useful in my hands, which would allow me to not IP myself. So what that means is since I've already used my action point for the tome, I'm just gonna go ahead and pitch the reds that would be stuck in my hand anyways. We're just gonna cane off the top. Not lucky to get another potion, so 2 potions is fine, but you never know. We're gonna just IP ourselves anyway. Roll into the next turn. So he's actually playing Tear Limb for Limb, so this could be a very scary turn for us. It'll help feed the graveyard as well as getting something pretty daunting across as 12 damage.
1, 2, 4, 6. Yeah.
So here we toss out the die to get a Dreadwood Rumbler, I think, the blue one. So his claws are turned on now. And he does have 2 cards in graveyard now. So one more attack would be nice for the graveyard to be filled for blood debt attacks. But we take 3 here. It's fine. 1 card in hand plus 1 card in arsenal. That means this could be very, very scary. I kind of cut the scenes in between the thinking. I really did think on this last one more than the first one, because if I don't block I'm gonna just say maybe no blocks, take it to 21, and then if I can just go to 21 to 15, then I can probably block 12, or sorry, block 6 of the 12 that might be coming next. But unfortunately, he whiffs. He whiffs on it. He passes. The chances of me getting the right card or the wrong card, basically, it wasn't the right card that he was supposed to be needing, or something. So he got unlucky and whiffed on the air limb for limbs. So here we'll go with Spindle for 4. Now, if you saw my battle hardened review with Majin Bay and Yuki, I remember you don't need to pitch the blazing and then pitch a blue and have one floating for this. It gives your opponent some information that could be, say, okay, maybe there's a blazing on top that he might get for extra damage or whatever. I can probably lower it a little bit and have some floating. But the blazing can be overpitched for the next Kano, so we're fine with not IPing ourselves that way. So. Doesn't matter anyways. We're going to keep this spindle on top, and we put 2 cards from the underneath the spindle on the bottom because we're going to be negating the spindle's effect anyways on the opt, so it's wasted opt that we know of from the previous spindle, and we want to get full value. So we send another 4 in, though there's one floating, and AB1. We are hitting all of our spindles, which is really nice, off of AB1. That's where the yellow spindles really shine, is on lower AB. So we're seeing, again, our 4th spindle. I run 5 spindles. No, I've actually changed to 6. So 3 yellows and 3 reds. I do have the 3 blues, but I mean in like the most important ones. So we are on full rainbow spindle. Only because it's actually slowing down a little bit, which forces people to... The meta is slowing down, so it forces people to strip a card out of their hand. So give me a card or I'm opting 5. So we bottomed the flare. We really don't want to see that just yet. Even though it really is impactful for AB1. Pat has to think on this one for a sec. Really has to think. We have a Dreadwood. So what Dreadwood does, I think it's just draw and discard. Yeah. Draw and discard. And it's just coming in for 6. It's not turning off the lead debt. So we roll a 1. Or even odd. And then he gets rid of an Art of War. I think that was on top because I think you could have just like banished draw with the Dreadwood. And just go again and go for some more cards in hand. With some floating. So yeah, he probably got that right off the top because I can think that's being a really nice play to get back into some tempo here. We think about spindle plus 2 blues. However, 2 block is not that great compared to what the 2 resources represent, especially combined with a spindle. So if it was like a 3 block, then maybe I can consider it more highly. But I'm just going to use it for resources anyways. It's a lot better play. He takes 1 blood debt. And he keeps ticking down from that mark of the beast, which is why I mentioned to him at the end that it was unfortunate for turn 0 for him. For his turn 0. So we send out this one for 5. Spindles, man. I love spindles when it comes to low AB, especially AB1. It's almost like they don't want to fully pitch 1 resource to stop it all. But sometimes that 1 single opt, if it is a red spindle with no cards in hand, it fixes your rag target, your Ragamuffins hat. So you're only fixing the first 4 cards that the opponent will see instead of your hand plus the Ragamuffins hat target. Now we get to opt for and see some pretty juicy cards that make us actually decide a little bit here, which is 2 regular blues, an a pot plus a flare. Flare is multiplicative, really nice with AB1, of course. We have a tome. So we end up putting a pot plus the flare on top. Um, I really don't want to IP myself at all. It could be a worth IP, but I've not really seen too many tomes. That's why I think I checked my graveyard here to make sure that maybe... I think I've only seen one, so maybe I can come up with another tome or so to help out if I can probably combo next turn, or at least use my depot for some equipment breaks. It gives me that option. But we overpitch anyways. Kind of a subpar spindle turn here. We do get lucky and get another tome here, which is which is fortunate for us if we wanted to go off. And I do say that if we wanted to, because he's pitching 2 reds for this Dread Screamer, and it was from Arsenal. And I want to say the 2 reds he also pitched was the 2 cost. So there's probably another red in hand. AB5. Take that as AB5 because of the 2 darkness clothing, preventing 2 damage each. I don't have wildfire. It's different with flare. Flare can just be up to 5 maximum and then just get negated.
No blocks to you.
So this is just a dread. For 5 go again, but there's very little way that I'm seeing that he could use go again effectively, so he passes. So we read into that, and then we're just considering our options here for a second. It was a lot longer, but I fast forwarded it. We considered it heavily to see if there's a way that we could go with go again. Now there's also consideration to use the depot now on our turn as a main phase reason to do massive damage, but we go with an overpitch because it gives us the option if we wanted to use the depot. And we also don't like make it to where our hands are awkward. And that's the underpitching that I'm talking about, or overpitch. Yeah. So this would be overpitching in the sense that it's not just one blue to work this off. So he has to think, because this is a pretty good attack that's coming in for me to help close the gap a little bit. I wouldn't mind seeing 1 piece of darkness plus AB to be used, dropping this down to 1. It would be a greedy play, and we discussed that like afterwards. I'd be straight up happy for that, but that's what the AB1 gets pressured for main phase damage. This is definitely something that you have to chew on, because flare is like a mini wildfire in the sense for your next attack. I think there's 2 cards in graveyard. That's not getting lucky for his draws in terms of really massive pressure, meaning Art of War was discarded and no more Blood Rush is being seen. But we do get the AB1, and we kind of get lucky with a Quickening. For those who don't know, Quickening has a surge to say if you get more than 2, I can go again, which will refresh my action point. A refreshed action point can make or break pretty good. Like, it makes or break some turns, because this is coming in for 5. The next one is coming in for 8 because of blazing that could be used in my arsenal here. Is that... We're getting closer to that life total here, and I just wanted to represent really quick. Have it. The action point. So you got blazing? And there is a thought that I'm just debating my options here. Debating what we can do. I'm not exactly sure if like I should go potion into blazing. And the reason for that is because remember the multiplicative damage goes into wildfire for each point of resource put into it is a point of damage in terms of buffs. So think about the potion that I'm going to be using. I don't know what's on the top. I can use one potion and then I can see what's going on from there, but then the potion could whiff.
I don't think pots are worth it. 8.
Gross. Dear God, if I had needed it to be the Aether.
I mean, 0 only right.
I just knew in my head it was Aether Wildfire. Yeah, I'll take 8.
We're now getting into that even life total range. It's getting pretty scary for Pat for being on AB1. There could have been some damage that could have been prevented with grasp, but I think if you consider the damage that it prevents is kind of also like the value that could be used for wildfire and the whole potion debacle, where potion actually enters in as 10 damage if it goes towards wildfire. So value the damage of potions to be 10 damage. So how from beyond coming into shadow. I think shadow of blasphemous. Am I mistaken? Coming in for 9, but he can turn off blood debt, which is why he wanted to keep his hand. He has to turn off blood debt or he's struggling a little bit with what he has. We check our graveyard. We're going to see what we can do with our hand. So 2 yellow spindles plus a lesson and a blazing. Now, let me know if you see the kill in main phase. For our main phase, let me know if you see it because I already see it. And this is what I'm already debating on. I'm already seeing ahead of just blocking this out because it is lethal, us being at 9. There's nothing he can do because he's already tapped out in terms of like attack reactions and things like that. We're going to go ahead and just go to 3, which should be fine. Should be fine and dandy. Because if we just get this for 3 damage on the lesson, because we're going to go for a lesson play here. There's a lot of different things that we can do with Potion of Deja Vu, Ragamuffin's Hat, so it's main phase damage that we're looking for this, rather than our turn. So we're going to be presenting 4 here. Nothing too crazy, but it's getting down to the point where it actually matters. Getting pretty scary. Taking 4 here. Definitely something that we can go with many different lines. If it was like in the early game, maybe you can get those early turn damage in with like lesson off of 2 blues, which would be a 3 card. I think it comes up to 3 card 8. It's nothing too special, as you can just do lesson for 4. You take all of it, punish with another blazing, basically. Oh, we mull over our decision pretty lengthy, but we go with blazing here. And because he took 4 with lesson, which means he's probably going to want to take 4 here, and then I would just play something off the top, or it's like, okay, maybe he uses spells, his Storm Striders to go ahead and try to finish me off. I'll just like use my Darkness Clothing and things like that. But we're going to go with just the E-pot plus the tunic
For a banish of
and do another 4. I was about to flip over tunic because I'm used to spellfire. We have another 4 coming in. And he has to take it. There he has to turn off blood debt, he said. Says he has to hold up the hands or he'll die to his own blood debt. And we just double check, triple check everything. He can't prevent 8 coming in. So we go ahead and pop the last potion, boots, and blazing for the win. We beat Levia without wildfire. Thanks, guys.